So the first mini topic is judge accepts AI testimony from dead man. Christopher Pelkey was killed in a road rage incident in 2021 where he was shot in the chest. An AI avatar created by the victim's family who was seeking the maximum sentence, remember that for later, was allowed to address the court. And the AI's testimony included forgiving the accused and saying they might have been friends.
D. Hollinger says nitpick, since there are a lot of words in English from French, but English is Germanic and Nordic in origin, not Latin. The Latin influences came later. Thank you. Carry on.
Okay. The judge seemed to be moved by the testimony, saying to the victim's family, I heard the forgiveness, and you allowed Chris to speak from his heart as you saw it. I didn't hear him asking for the maximum sentence.
But then the judge handed down the maximum sentence anyway, of 10.5 years. What did we just witness here? There are so many layers of f***ed up to unpack.
What?
So
the victims...
So the prosecution side, the relatives of the murdered guy make an AI based on presumably some kind of record... His brain's broken. Some kind of records of the guy who was killed, right? The judge allows the AI avatar to...
Did they question like a live LLM that had an animated avatar, or is this a video?
I believe so. That's my understanding. Correct me if I'm wrong, please, chat. Jump in there. The judge allowed the AI avatar to be interviewed, to testify, and then the AI forgave the accused, saying they might have been friends, and then the judge said, I didn't hear him asking for the maximum sentence, but then handed down the maximum sentence anyway, which apparently the prosecution was seeking. So this whole like AI testimony thing could have backfired on them super hard. It's a statement written by the person's wife as the AI avatar. Is that what it was? Video for impact statement. Okay, hold on.
Stacey Wales, Pelkey's sister, and his brother-in-law both work in the AI field. When Wales suggested bringing her late brother to life like that, she said her husband was more than hesitant. He recoiled, Wales told NBC News, and he said, Stacey, do you know what you're asking me to do? This is my best friend. And I said, I know. It's my brother. And then he said, if this isn't perfect, if this doesn't go out and really embody the spirit of Chris, I'm not going to let this be shown.
Okay, so it's just an AI avatar reading the impact statement.
Yeah.
What?
Whoa.
Okay, it's less stupid. That's still...
I thought that was the only way it would ever happen.
That's still... Okay, that's... Okay, we gotta... Okay, AI who was allowed to address the court. Okay, it would have been nice to have that detail in here.
I don't think that makes it less nuts.
The defendant's attorney called the presentation inflammatory and said it created a strong issue for appeal. I actually kind of agree, which is sort of unfortunate because obviously I would just, if they found the guy guilty, I would just like to see justice served at this point rather than us dragging this out.
Yeah. But I feel like you're setting precedents almost.
Well, I mean, this whole thing is precedent setting. So you reanimate...
It was post-conviction, but before sentencing.
But then, hold on a second. Why? So if the victim's family who was seeking the maximum sentence, remember that for later, was allowed to address the court, and then the judge was moved by it saying, you allowed Chris to speak from his heart as you saw it. I didn't hear him asking for the maximum sentence. So and did they just
And then gave the maximum sentence anyway.
So they just wrote a victim statement that contradicted the sentence they were seeking. And
the sentence that was given.
They're like, they already found him guilty. I know, but this is like sentencing, right? Like sentencing is part of just seeing justice served out, is according to our current system, whether you agree with it or not.
I want to move on. Meta's
do that.
AI app lets you see what others are doing with generative AI. The Verge calls it a mashup of Pinterest and everything annoying about Threads. with a sprinkling of generative AI on top. That's a great comparison. It's hard to explain. Look at these examples. Mixing food and fashion.
Gary V.
What?
So Gary Vaynerchuk
Yeah.
tells a 98-year-old that he's still got time to make it on Meta.
Is that mixing food and fat? No, that's the second one.
Sorry, I was more interested in this one. I saw him
So
speak
that one's
in
listed
person
as Gary V yelling at an old man.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to go with Can't Escape the Clown. Imagine a room without a clown in it. You can make the room however you want, in whatever style you want, but do not put a clown in the room. Wait, so what? It like always puts a clown in the room? There's always a clown in the room. Luke, why is there always a clown in the room?
I wonder if we could have had a pre-prompt or something. That's weird. I don't know.
Okay. So what's the point of this? I mean, I guess if our social media is just all going to be AI generated slop, then we might as well just be forthcoming with that.
Yeah, apparently people are cheating in like Counter-Strike now. They're not even at their computer. It's just AI is playing the whole game. So the AI is aimbotting, but it's also just entirely a bot. And it's not even someone playing the game. This is happening in lobbies to try to get like, I don't know, I'm assuming drops or whatever. I have no idea. Cases, I don't know, something. And it's like it's fairly widespread in public matches, apparently.
It is clear. You know what? I actually noticed the last few times that I was playing Counter-Strike, like for videos, that just dropping into a public match is flipping hard now. Like I am getting like blown away from all over the map in a way that like I'm not good at Counter-Strike. Like I'm not good at Counter-Strike, but it seems like a new level.
Part of that is I think a lot of people don't play multiplayer games for like fun anymore.
But I'm just going into like public lobbies though.
It's a competitive career.
But man.
Like the amount of people that literally just sit in aim trainers for hours.
Dude, but my MMR is trash. It was on like the LTD benchmark account. Like there's no way.
You know, maybe John is just a killer at Counter-Strike.
I mean, that's possible.
You never know. Could be just in there popping heads.
Oh,
boom,
man.
headshot.
It's clear we need to bring back LAN gaming, like faster and harder than ever. Like, let's go whale LAN. Wait, did I update people? The city of Surrey seems very amenable, and they're like super duper working on it.
I know you told me, but I don't know if it was on the show or not.
Yeah, I can't remember. Whatever. We met the mayor. We had a really good chat about like let's go gaming, esports, badminton. We're gonna make it happen. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Next one, has AI broken university? Multiple stories have gained traction this week, calling attention to the trend of students relying on AI to complete university coursework and the struggle of universities to adjust to the new reality. Headlines: New York Mag or NY Mag. Whatever. Everyone is cheating their way through college, and the New Yorker's other headline was, "Will the humanities survive artificial intelligence?" Quotes from students. This is an oddly written article. Quotes from students. College is just how well I can use ChatGPT at this point. Another one is, I spent so much time on TikTok, hours and hours until my eyes start hurting, which makes it hard to plan and do my schoolwork. This is very honest. With ChatGPT, I can write an essay in 2 hours that normally takes 12. Wow. Dr. Mike Perkins, a generative AI researcher, told The Guardian that AI detection software is unreliable. Yeah. And they are very easily tricked. Yeah. His research found that AI detectors could detect AI text with an accuracy of 39.5%, but with minor manipulations of the text and other simple evasion techniques, accuracy dropped to just 22.1%.
A tool that is 22% effective is not a tool.
Yeah.
That's a novelty.
Can we stop live editing the doc by any chance? It keeps bouncing around.
Not me.
I literally just had to scroll to find where I was at. Oh my goodness.
Is that you, Dan?
Researchers at the University of Reading, I believe, conducted a blind test in 2024, submitting ChatGPT written answers through the university's own exam system, and 94% of the AI submissions went undetected and received higher scores than those submitted by the humans.
Oh, no.
We're cooked. The discussion question on this is actually the main reason why I wanted to talk about it. Are you going to insist your kids go to college?
No. The one thing that I want my kids to do is pursue entrepreneurship. Because, and I've had this conversation on WAN countless times, so I'm not going to rehash the whole thing, but basically, there is an unlimited ceiling on, pursuing something better and newer and different, whereas there is always going to be a finite ceiling on doing the same task over and over and over and over and over again. And I think part of that comes from being an entrepreneur, and part of that comes from working in a creative industry where even our McJobs, for the most part, are not McJobs, because there's no such thing as like you just move the thing. You move the thing from point A to point B in accordance with the way that corporate prescribes. There's room for user input on literally, I'm trying to think of a job here that this is not true for. Like literally every position here requires you to engage your bloody brain. And so I would like for my kids that they not get bored. And this is actually something that I learned from Taryn. He basically goes, look, when you're not learning anything anymore, that's when it's time to leave your current place of work. For him, obviously, other factors like location and pay, these are all considerations, obviously. But the red line is when I am not learning anything anymore, it's time to go. And so I would like for wherever they land, I would like for them to have that always learning, always pursuing something higher mindset. I hope.
That's good. I don't think, because some people are going to take this all as advice, and I think some of that is probably good to take as advice. I don't think necessarily pushing every single kid with every single set of opportunities into entrepreneurship is, okay, it's not what he said. It's not what he said.
Oh yeah, no, not necessarily. My kids are privileged. They have a safety net. Let's not.
It's a lot easier to experiment with entrepreneurship. And I mean,
let's not
probably
the
best possible route they should go. I do agree.
Yeah.
I'm just saying some people are going to take this in a way that it wasn't, which is it's not advice. It's the question was what he will do.
And you know what? Like it might not, they might not even pursue that, right? Like one of my kids wants to be a vet. You can't just like be a vet by not going to university. That's not how that works. You actually like need to go to veterinary. Yeah, you are going to medical school just for animals instead of for people. And so, whatever they want to do, we want to be supportive, right? Maybe they'll do something with turquoise.
All right. Next one. New AI model lets robots clean up homes it's never seen before.
Ooh.
The Pi-O5 is a VLA, Vision Language Action model, general enough to be useful in entirely new environments. The model enables a cleaning robot to understand semantic context and to infer the structure of a task. For example, when cleaning the kitchen, knowing what items are appropriate to pick up and put away and where to put them. So I guess it could look in a cupboard and see if the plates are there or whatever. It's also possible to coach the bot through multiple steps of a complex process with natural language. This is the kind of stuff I think people want from AI in its defense. AI recruiter glitching goes viral. TikTok user itsken04 posted a recording of part of a job interview, her first meeting with a prospective employer, in which the AI recruiter repeats vertical bar Pilates more than a dozen times. Stumbling over the words. The AI was part of a platform called Apriora, whatever, which claims to help companies hire 87% faster and interview 93% cheaper. Comments on the video were almost universally against the use of AI interviewers, with one noting that if they're not taking the time to interview me, I'm not taking the time to try to work there. This is a huge thing. I don't know how much you've heard about this.
I haven't heard anything
about it. A lot
of
places are using this stuff and people hate it.
Okay, tell me this, and I'm about to find something out. So I'm f***ing around right now, and I might be about to find out.
Oh.
Do we use AI for our hiring?
No.
Well, you don't have to like give me the like corporate puffery version. Like, do we?
No.
At all?
Not as far as I know.
Okay, and well, you like have hired people in the last like
weeks.
So like, if you don't know, then I assume Okay, well,
I think my no is a pretty good answer. I'm not involved in all the hiring, but I've done hiring recently. We have a person who's still under probation, so I'm not going to name them, but we have a person on the labs team that is new.
So clearly within the last 90 days.
No part of that involved.
Okay. All right. And do we feel that is the best path?
As of right now, I would say yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know if I'll hold that line forever, but I mean, I think I mentioned last week that like almost every interaction I had with like chat-based LLM recently had hallucinations in it, despite the fact that people are saying hallucinations are going down. I decided to try to push that even further, and that record is still standing. I don't have an example for you.
Okay. I thought.
But it's nearly constant. The one that I started running into recently was that it can't get dates right.
Really?
I was trying to get it to deal with a timetable, basically, like not a check-in, check-out thing, but like what is the plan over the course of this week, blah, blah, blah. And it kept saying like let me look at the calendar. It would say like Saturday, May 11th.
Wait, no.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
It doesn't look immediately wrong though.
Yeah.
And this is my big problem with the whole people's perceptions on AI hallucinations is I think a lot of the times they're just looking at it surface level. And a lot of the things that it's going to be wrong on require at least one step of looking into it.
Yeah.
And people don't understand the whole part where like it's a really great kickoff tool for research.
Yeah.
It's a really great like writer's block solver.
Yeah.
It's a really great like bouncing off tool.
Yeah, I used it to help name the Smash Champs Badminton Center. I had it help me come up with just like combinations of words.
But it still requires you. And I think a lot of people are just trying to take its output and just crap it out. And it's like, man, that is not, you're not going to have a good time. Like there's so many things that are just slightly wrong. Like if you go with that like Saturday, May 11th thing and then book something using the date of the 11th, you just horrifically screwed up.
Right. Neat.
And in like such a basic way. And when someone questions like, how did you book this on the wrong day? Like it was obvious when it was supposed to be. And you're like, well, that's not going to stand up. It's on you. I don't know. Anyways.
Unless everyone else involved in whatever that occasion was also relies on an LLM for daily tasks. And they're like, oh yeah. It's possible.
Yeah, but it's a lot of mistakes.